6 days. It took them 6 days to bend the knee. That's all it took. Jimmy Kimmel is back already. He's back tomorrow night. Yup.
Hey, President Trump's your fire. Guess what? Kimmel's back on the air. What are you gonna do? I can't wait to see the all-caps text on your failed social media platform. I don't even like Kimmel, but it's hilarious to me to see you fail at taking away our freedom of speech. Cry me a river, President Weiner. We know you're great at it.
This just in. Well, will you look at that? Jimmy Kimmel is returning to the air tomorrow night on ABC. And just like that, bingo, he's back. What's the matter, Disney? ABC? You got a collective foot up your ass from the American public when they didn't like free speech to be upended? Yeah, see how that works? Yeah. What's Trump gonna say about it? Jimmy Kimmel, loser. Sorry, Trumpy. You lost this one.
Jimmy Kimmel is back on air tomorrow night, but don't get it twisted. He's not back because Disney wanted him back. He's back because people forced their hand using the same tactics we know as BDS. Here's what happened. After Kimmel criticized conservatives over Charlie Kirk's assassination, Disney suspended him. Affiliates like Nexstar and Sinclair pulled his show. The FCC threatened Disney's license. That's top-down pressure. But none of that explains why Kimmel is suddenly back. The real pressure came from below. Viewers canceled Disney Plus subscriptions in droves. Hashtags like cancel Disney Plus trended for days. People flooded social media, pulling their money and their attention. That's what made Disney panic.
This just in, Jimmy Kimmel will return. Disney was given so much pressure. They lost over $3.5 billion due to people unfollowing, not only that, but unsubscribing from their Disney Plus accounts. And they've basically gave up, and now they've accepted Jimmy Kimmel to return. Honestly, this is the most dramatic cancellation I have seen on TV, and he will return tomorrow night, apparently, and Disney has not yet publicly commented in a very public statement. However, it is said that some people are getting fired.
The takeaway from Kimmel coming back is to boycott a lot more. I have faith in you.
And just like that, Disney caved and Jimmy Kimmel will be back on the air tomorrow. Disney has said they suspended production on the show to avoid further inflaming a tense situation at an emotional moment for our country. And then said, we have spent the last days having thoughtful conversations with Jimmy, and after those conversations, we reached the decision to return the show. Turns out it wasn't about ratings after all, as many on the right have been claiming, because why would a media conglomerate cancel a show for ratings and then bring it right back? Disney made a grievous error and canceled the show because Nexstar, which owns a massive chunk of ABC stations, has a $6.2 billion merger on the table that needs FCC approval. And the guy who runs the FCC just threatened their license. However, Disney loyalists didn't like that one bit, and Disney lost potentially billions of dollars practically overnight in Disney Plus cancellations and in their stock price. The House of Mouse blinked for a moment, but is now calling the Trump administration's bluff. This has been viral information, and there's more where that came from.
Jimmy Kimmel's show is back on the air. It's official. Disney announced that the Jimmy Kimmel Show will be back on the air tomorrow. Rumor has it that so many people canceled their Hulu and Disney Plus subscriptions after taking his show off the air that they were literally forced to bring his show back. That, combined with the fact that multiple celebrities and politicians spoke out supporting his right to say how he felt. Welcome back, Jimmy.
So good news, they brought back the Jimmy Kimmel Show. Now this is the only fight that I've seen being won by the left. The show is back, and tomorrow is back on ABC. So my question to everybody is, are y'all subscribing? Are y'all subscribing back to Disney? Bro, what are y'all gonna do? Because y'all unsubscribed. This shit is weird, bro. So now he's back on Tuesday. Everyone unsubscribed their subscriptions. They lost billions and billions of dollars. Now you have to subscribe back again because the show is back. Bro, this is like crazy, bro. Like, this is crazy. But yeah, man, that's my question to y'all. Are y'all gonna subscribe back again to Disney and everything since they brought his show back? Or y'all like, nah, fuck that? Let me know.
Disney just caved in, y'all, after losing $3.87 billion in market value. And congratulations, because a lot of white folks actually stood on business on this one. Because most of the time, it's actually black folks doing the boycotting. It's black folks actually doing the protest. It's black folks actually teaching these companies some manners on how to care, like how they did with DI program and initiatives when they boycotted against Target, Walmart, and all the rest. But for this one, a lot of Caucasian people actually joined, man, and some people are even protesting at Disney Studios. And guess what? Disney is feeling the pressure and they're bringing back Jimmy Kimmel. Can you believe that? The question is that it? Have you made your point? And will you go back to subscribing to Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN? Or are you going to continue with the boycott? Because I think the company is just bending the knee and they're trying to bring back Jimmy Kimmel because they feel the pressure exactly where it matters the most, in their pockets, in their wallet. Again, the people have the power. But let's take a look at these videos that I've sampled for you guys. I'll be back with more commentary after this. I'm a presenter, Joel Mugisha. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing. Hit that like button. Let's take a look.
So Disney reversed their decision and they are bringing back Jimmy Kimmel because why? What was the reason? Because of the boycotts. Boycotts work. That is the reason why they brought him back. They don't give a fuck about the First Amendment. I say it all the time. Corporations, tech billionaires, they have no loyalty to this country. All they care about is money, so you have to speak their language. You should care about the First Amendment though, because without it, you don't have any other rights. And I know a lot of you didn't start paying attention to this until a white famous guy got taken off, but they've been assaulting our First Amendment. That's what those college campus crackdowns were for. That's the reason why they're making sure TikTok is being taken over by right-wing Zionist billionaires. Because we need to ensure that Beijing can't control what we see, but Tel Aviv can. So good job, everybody. It worked. But you should keep boycotting Disney because they are on the BDS list. There is still an active genocide happening right now with your money in Gaza. And speaking of the BDS list, if you're an American, you should be asking your lawmakers why they were just in Israel being told by their lawmakers to ban our speech in our states. That's right, folks. Your lawmakers just went to Israel so they could get told to ban BDS across the US. So I'm gonna need you to wake up and care about that too. That is also a violation of the First Amendment. I made this video a couple days ago when he was still off the air and it's still relevant, so I'm gonna attach it here. Okay, so the energy that you brought to Disney, we're seeing fucking mass cancellations of Disney Plus, people's fucking Disney cruises. This is the energy, folks, okay? Now, I really wish that you would have done all this canceling of Disney as we've been asking you to for 2 years because they are on the BDS list and there's a genocide happening in Gaza. But you know what? Glad you're here. This is also a good reason to do it because there is an assault on free speech and our First Amendment in this country. And if we don't have that, we have nothing. Like, for those of you short-sighted folks that keep being like, oh, it wasn't that big of a deal. It's not that deep. They have a right. The government, the FCC chick, threatened them. That is quite literally a violation of the First Amendment. What about when Roseanne got canceled? That wasn't the government. I also need some of you to do a system update on your mental computer because this isn't the Reagan administration, okay? The degree to which the government has been captured and infiltrated by the elite class, billionaires, and the corporations is oligarchy. That's what we're living with. Some of you need to understand that your rights don't get taken away all at once. They are precedents that get set. Censorship is already out of control in this country, and this was just the latest escalation. It is a reminder of the power of organizing and what can actually be accomplished if people actually come together to do so. And boycotts are one of the most effective ways to hold people and companies accountable because all they care about is money. Like, I need you guys to remember that. We live in a capitalist, late-stage empire hellscape that is crumbling before our eyes. The only thing, let me repeat, the only thing that any of these people in power care about is money. Boycott them for firing Jimmy Kimmel, great, but also you should be boycotting them anyway because they're complicit in the Palestinian genocide. Free Palestine, fuck Disney.
By now, you've probably heard that ABC is bringing Jimmy Kimmel back tomorrow. And I'm here for that, because he never said anything hateful. And let's be clear, the only reason that Trump ordered the FCC to have his show removed was because he was talking about the Epstein files, something that Charlie Kirk was doing in the weeks leading up to his untimely demise. And I don't believe that anybody should be taken out for their political opinions. I've always believed that if somebody's going to be canceled, they should be canceled by the people, not by the government. And especially not by this flabby-ass orange dictator. The First Amendment was created so that we would have the right to express our dissent against a government, especially a tyrannical government who wants to erase the Constitution with a president who violates it almost every day. And all you right-wing people out there comparing this to Roseanne, she wasn't canceled because the president pressured the FCC, a government agency, to get her fired. She was canceled because she said something incredibly racist. There used to be a time when Republicans agreed that racism was wrong. Now it's part of your fucking platform. When it comes to cancellation, money talks and bullshit walks. And even with all the money he has, Trump ain't nothing but BS. The feds came out today with a statement about the perpetrator in the Charlie Kirk incident, and they said it was not an action of an extremist organization. This was a lone person who did this. And while I've never respected Charlie Kirk because he never respected me, my marriage, or my family, I never said that anybody should be taken out for their political or social beliefs. But I have a message for Disney, ABC, and the Sinclair Group. The damage is done. I have canceled my Disney subscription. I am no longer watching ABC. If Kimmel is on, I will watch that show, but screw the rest of your programming. And as for my local Sinclair affiliate, I will never watch your crappy news show again. This is the most amateur news hour I've ever seen anywhere. And if Sinclair doesn't return Kimmel to ABC, then I have watched my last hour of your shitty programming.
So ABC is bringing back Jimmy Fallon, and I gotta be honest, I really don't care. Because either way, we're winning. Like you have to think about it for a second. Jimmy Fallon averages 160,000 viewers per night. Do you understand that for the week, he's not even breaking 1 million viewers? And he is losing ABC and therefore Disney, because Disney owns them, about $20 million per year. 16 million of which is his paycheck. So yeah, I really don't care that he's coming back, because nobody's gonna fucking watch him anyway. Nobody has been watching him. Like I said, he's averaging 160,000 viewers. I mean, shit, I make, 8 to 10 videos a day? And at least half of them get more views than his show. Like just videos here on TikTok about whatever random topic. So look, here's how this is gonna go down. Jimmy Kimmel is gonna come back. He's gonna see a spike in viewership for a little while. And then people are going to go back to the normal mode of not watching late night TV. And Disney is going to go back to losing $20 million a year. So yeah, I don't care, but I figured I'd let you know.
Kimmel's going to be back on TV. People like me didn't give a fuck about Kimmel. We gave a fuck about that ridiculous showing of authoritarian power, the exercise of authoritarian power, a government actor, the FCC chair, going on television and threatening ABC and Disney, saying that, listen, I'm sure there's things that they can do to control their people. And if they don't, well, there's things that we can do. And so we can do it the easy way or the hard way. That's what people like me had a problem with. I don't watch Kimmel. I have time to watch Kimmel. I'm far too busy scrolling TikTok. But the point is, he's getting his show back, not because they all sat down and had a kumbaya, talked about it, and now we're all on the same page. We were just trying to cool the temps because of the heightened turmoil in our country, as if this was the most fucking heightened the turmoil has ever been in our country. It was an effort to control media. And really, it was about that fucking merger. And now they're just fucking spitting and kicking because they gotta find another fucking way to get their little merger. Anyway, I keep trying to get to the point. The point is, that's how powerful we are. That is how powerful we are. And they don't want you to know how powerful you are. A bunch of people divesting from Disney and Hulu and ABC, canceling their Disney trips and canceling their Hulu accounts, and in less than 5 days he's got his show back. They have been spoiled by decades of people not organizing, not having a means to organize, which is why they're now taking control of this app, and not following through with their threats to not be consumers. They have thought that they would always have us as consumers because all along they were giving everyone just enough to be able to consume. But their greed has overcome the fucking game. It's no longer sustainable.
Alright, y'all, there you have it actually. Why are people mad? People are mad because of how ABC actually handled Jimmy Kimmel after he made some funny comments about how the Orange Man actually handled the CK unaliving situation. And that is actually freedom of speech, and people are mad because ABC went ahead and suspended Jimmy Kimmel and his show indefinitely. A show that has been on air for over a decade. Yeah, that shows you that somebody somewhere was not happy. He pulled the strings, he made some phone call, and the man was fired. Well, since then, a lot of Americans have been calling for boycott Disney, cancel subscription left, right, and center, Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN. People have been on this, and this time it's not only been black folks doing this. A lot of white folks joined the movement, and they were some of the majority because some of them even went ahead and protested at Disney Studios. And that shows you how serious and how people do not want to lose their democracy, do not want to see these companies and politicians actually attack their First Amendment, the right to freedom of speech. People are not happy about that. So people made their voices heard by striking where it matters the most, because most of these companies don't care. Disney is bringing back Jimmy Kimmel, but do you think they care? Let me know in the comments, but I think they don't care. They only care because it's affecting their market value. Imagine losing over $3.87 billion in market value in just 2 days. 2 days, bro. You are at risk of going bankrupt. And some people are even actually poking fun at Disney. They don't make any great movies anymore, and people are mad. And will this actually bring some amicable resolution between the subscribers and Jimmy Kimmel? Well, I don't know. It's for the people to actually make a stance. What do you think? Let me know in the comments, guys. Do you think you are now going to resubscribe back to Disney Plus, Hulu, ESPN, or anything Disney? Or are you going to continue with the boycott so that maybe these companies in the future cannot try the same thing? But let me know in the comments. Some people have been even arguing that they have toddlers and kids, but they cannot actually afford to cancel their subscription. But people are telling them take advantage of the discount because everybody was going to cancel their subscription and the website was crashing. Disney was panicking and freaking out to the point where it was offering discounts, man, giving people discount from a subscription of over $10 to $2. Yeah, that shows you a company that was desperate to make up something. And one thing that you should know is that even Jimmy Kimmel wasn't just having it. He and his team went ahead and filed a lawsuit against Disney for over $1 billion in settlement. Yeah, that is crazy. But since they're bringing him back, maybe they made some amicable resolution because the company is freaking out. People have made their voice and stance known. Yeah. People have the power. These companies don't care about what you think. They don't care about your freedom of speech, but they do care when their pockets are being hurt. That's exactly why Disney is showing some care and doing that, bringing back Jimmy Kimmel. But I don't know what you think about it. Let me know in the comments. I'm your presenter, Joel Mugisha. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing. Hit that like button. See you in the next episode.